mentioned, like, he feels like he's competing against someone every day, and that's the sort of attitude that you have to have in order to continue to improve. So it might be a subtle competition, but in my head, I'm always trying to sort of act as if someone's behind me every single day.
Is there any, not solace, but does it make you feel better that you're not having to look necessarily over your shoulder game to game?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I've never really played like that. I'm a pretty sort of, not like free spirit, but like I just kind of go out there, have fun, and do my thing. Football is football, so I try to stay as removed from the politics as I possibly can.
Josh, it's been a month into the season, about 5 months since you joined the team. Do you feel like this has been the most ideal or the best situation for you in your career and where you want to go?
I mean, like, up from since I've been drafted, or just coming here? Because I mean, it's like been less than ideal overall. I haven't won many football games, but I think there's definitely room to improve personally and over the course of my career. But I mean, kind of a little to the previous question, I mean, I try to stay a little bit out of the politics ever since I said there were 9 mistakes ahead of me. So just try to basically play football and let everything take care of myself. Because I mean, like, I'm a very confident person. I just just gotta let my play show it.
Josh, has football still been fun for you over the last year and a half? Your NFL days, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's never not been fun, but I definitely did have to ask myself a couple of those questions this off season. Because I mean, it definitely it did suck, but it's part of it. It's business. It's fun, but the last couple games since I've been on the field, I mean, even in the preseason, getting on the field, it's just you realize that this is still the game that I love to play, and ever since Daniel Allen and his dad Jeff Allen convinced my mom to play football in 3rd grade for the Torrance Panthers. So it's just, regardless of whatever goes on, January through July or whatever, it's once you get on the field, it's very refreshing to just kind of have everything go away. I think that's why guys like Tom and Drew and all them are continuing to play for so long, because they're so famous, and the real world is kind of different for them. Once they get on the field, though, it's everything kind of goes away, and they're one of the guys again.
Do you have that feeling that really once you're on the field that your world is right? Because you seem to be a guy who has a lot of interest off the field also, but do you get in that place?
Yeah, absolutely. I get into it with different external reasons, not because I'm like them, but it's definitely it's there's nothing there's nothing better than sort of getting into that flow state, and kind of when Steph starts chucking up threes and it just seems like every single one goes in. There's really no better feeling of football when you're really sort of ripping it in a game, and it just feels like you just can't throw an incompletion. So I think a lot of it's competing and fun, but it's chasing that sort of that feeling of success and just fluidity and all that.
Was it the uncertainty that in January, February, you said you had some dark days aren't the right way to put it, but you had some.
Yeah.
Going on. Was it the uncertainty, or was it just the way you played, or what was it?
Maybe it was for the first time. It's the opinions. I felt like there's a sort of differ of opinions with the locker room that I was in and the outside. And as much as you try to tune out the outside, it finds a way to get in. Whether it be your parents calling you, asking, "What's this article?" or whatever. But I mean. Yeah, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but I think for the most part, it's just sort of you got to keep the ball rolling and keep pushing forwards.
The offense and the defense have both struggled quite a bit so far. How much of an overall lift do you think it will be if one of the units can kind of dig in a little bit, and a couple quick touchdowns early in the game, the overall lift that it would give the whole,
Yeah, I mean, we preach all the time that we got to pick each other up, we got to play as a team. So Ideally, you're firing on all three cylinders, kicking game, offense, and defense. But even when you're not, it's about sort of picking another guy up. But I think offense, we can do a lot better because they always play into each other. When an offense is in rhythm and the defense is getting 3 and outs, you can kind of keep that rhythm and not be sitting down, and vice versa. If you're on the field for a little too long, defense can get gassed. So the longer you can string drives together, the sort of more refreshed they feel. So it all plays into each other. Yeah, I think on offense we can definitely step it up. But I mean, yeah, it all works together.
The last time we talked to Jerry, you talked about the link between footwork and accuracy. And if you could kind of take me a little inside your game and some of the points of emphasis that you're constantly trying to remind yourself pre-game and during the game, things that you want to make sure to remember to do from a mechanical element to the game.
Yeah, I usually try to stay sort of, try not to think too much about that stuff come game day. It's usually sort of ingraining it through the week. And certain plays have a little bit of a different kind of timing. So you might want to hit, even though it's maybe a 5-step drop, something kind of maybe times out a little bit different off of some kind of play action or a straight drop back or a route depth, or if the guy's press, the depth might get cut a little short, so you have to be ready with your feet. So a lot of that is seeing our game plan, mapping it out, saying anything I need to do special this week, drill it out in practice, and once you come to the game, you try not to think about those things and just hope that it sort of is, your body will understand it.
Have you at all kept an eye, I'm sure, as a football fan you have, on those other quarterbacks from last year? I mean, it hasn't been smooth sailing from Mono to Baker's ups and downs and all that. Have you kind of kept tabs on them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always like watching around the league to see how certain guys are playing. But I mean, it's like football is really hard, especially the NFL. There aren't really any other leagues, so the best of the best is playing in this one, it's really hard. So I mean, we're all working and we're all trying to improve. And I think in today's day and age, we're very sort of short-term focused and have really drastic and abrupt and quick opinions on things when really it's sort of about like a body of work. And I think we're in the process of building that body of work, and in that body of work, I think a lot is sort of someone's mental fortitude to be able to stay steady, even though all of you guys are reacting very aggressively to short-term ups and downs.
Well, let me continue about that then. You know me, man. I'm not trying to be a jerk here, seriously. Which is
I appreciate the pretense.
But you know, with you guys' record this season, you could end up with a high draft pick next season. Do you think about that? Do you think that you're a part of the future of this organization, and is that something that has been brought up to you by other people, or are you aware of what could happen in the draft?
I mean, I don't think about it too much, but I'm aware of it, and like the way that I'm sort of approaching this year is I feel like I'm really just trying out for the team. I feel like I'm auditioning, and I'm trying to put my best foot forwards and prove to everyone upstairs and Coach Flo and Mr. Greer that I'm the man moving forwards. And it's not like what you would. I don't know. It's a different circumstance than what other quarterbacks have put in, but it's the one I've been given, and I'm taking it in full stride, and I'm excited to hopefully prove over these next 12 more weeks that I'm their guy moving forward.
Is that what you think the window is, 12 more weeks, or do you think it could extend beyond that?
I don't know. I mean, maybe if I play well enough over these 12, then hopefully they'll make the decision. Technically it's never over, essentially, but I don't know. Depends.
Josh.
That could be year 7 after 6 good years, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we're done. We're done with you."
Can you put into words what a win would mean to this team?
Just sort of joy, life. I think it's tough coming in after a Monday and sitting that team meeting, and just everything's just easier with a win. It brings some of the joy back into the game. It makes you like a little bit more, 1%, 2% more excited to go to work every day, and maybe a little more. But it's kind of that extra little juice that keeps you coming back. It's like the yeah, I guess just sort of a spurt of life, or I don't know the right term for it, but yeah.
You played
Sorry, I was more
4
articulate.
playoff teams the first 4 weeks of the season, playoff teams from last year, and winning organizations even this year. This week, you're playing a winless team that just fired its coach. Do you, the Miami Dolphins, feel like this is a bigger opportunity, a better opportunity to come out with a win than, the previous?
Yeah, absolutely, but it doesn't really change our approach. It's not like we weren't really trying for those first 4 games and are going to put extra in now. I didn't mean that in any kind of sarcastic way. It's just that's every week you're going to really give it your all, because even our roster's been a bit sort of trending a little bit the last 4 weeks, so everyone's really sort of busting their butt and putting everything they have in every week. It's not like our approach is going to change based off of the probability of winning. So, we're going to banged up, bruised, whatever, feeling sorry for ourselves, not, yes, no, we're going to put everything that we have into the next 12 weeks that we got.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Thanks, Sean.
Josh, one thanks, mate.